Welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. Our mission is to share what we have learned from our experience and the experience of others to help you make more money investing like a pro. We want to teach you how to create wealth by investing in real estate the Discount Property Investor way. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, buddy.
What's shaking, man?
Hey, how we doing?
Good, man.
Long time no see and talk. How
Dude,
are things?
Good, man. What are you doing? You're supposed to use Zoom. That's what everybody uses, man. What's the deal?
You know, I don't like paying $15 a month for it whenever I'm already using this thing for my coaching program. So it's just.
Oh, why were you paying for Zoom? What you were on a different program?
Well, you can use Zoom for free for like 45 minutes.
Oh, that is true. Because you're right. Because I do have different organizations that have.
Yeah, I used to pay for it where you could go for forever, but yeah, I don't know, man. I just been using this, but this works just as well. It actually transcribes the calls too and records them automatically.
Oh, okay, and it's free.
And then, it's kind of neat because if I set up a meeting, it'll actually call everybody. Like, so I don't have to rely on them to call in. Okay. So when we have like weekly meetings with my team or with my students, I'll just schedule it, and then it'll call me and them at the same time, and then connect us both.
Okay.
So if I'm out in the field or something, and I forget that I have a call, boom, I'm just getting it. So
that's great. It's funny because it actually had a dial tone when it was. It sat there and rang.
I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it's pretty neat though.
That's cool, man. That's cool. And it's free, or do you pay something?
We pay like $15-20 a month for it. But in terms of getting more, but in terms of getting engagement on like group coaching calls, if we don't call these people, sometimes we won't ever hear from them. Okay. So we just, it's like I want to help them, and I want them to be successful so I can get testimonials.
Right.
So it's it's just a great way to get engagement, and people on my team for like when we have team meetings, we do it twice a week. Sometimes there'll be 10 people on there. So it's like, if I can't rely on them to remember to call in, and it calls them and sends them a text before. And it's just kind of like a tool to get high engagement on your calls, essentially.
I like that. No, that's good stuff, man. That's and it is funny that you say that, because that's the truth. I got really discouraged last year because it was like, I felt like I'm chasing everybody and telling them, look, man, why do I want this success more than you do? Why I can't chase you, man. You got to put in the work yourself. We all did. So
I was out driving for dollars today. Yeah, man.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, because I did just see that. So, you were live, right? Doing that?
I was live. Yep. I was just doing it in my car, man. It's great because I already drive for dollars anyway. So, Deal Machine's paying me about $1,000, like $950 a month right now.
Okay.
So it's like I'm already using it. I'm already promoting it. So it's just easy to go out and live stream it. But but I want to be more engaging with all of my affiliates, you included, and just do more content with them, just more often, to just push the word out, So who are the big players for you right now? Is it Chris and Brent?
Yeah.
Or you got some other guys too?
Chris Arnold for sure is number one now. Just because he's very consistent with it. And so, and he's, and then Don Costa with Flip Talk.
Don. Yeah. Love Don.
Yep.
I'm going to eat real quick while we're just chatting too, man.
No, you're fine, man. I saw you already. You're good. I was trying to talk while you took a bite. I was trying to fill the, but no, it's good. And it is cool because, you can tell as you talk more about it that they get a better and better handle and feel, because then they're able to add more, you know what I mean? And that's the cool part. Chris even said today, he's like, man, this is literally the tool like that is going to become the industry standard. Like, this is going to be like, QuickBooks or the MLS or, because there's nothing else out there like it. And so that's what people need to realize. Everybody's going to use it at one point, no matter what. And so I'm thinking, holy cow, dude, that was my vision in the beginning. It would be like, look, man, I want this thing to be on, on a Zillow scale that, you know what I mean? Like that's what people use. And so, and they were very unique in saying, I only want products that nobody else has. Okay.
So, who is that? Who said I only want products that nobody else has?
I'm going to switch over to a different network.
Okay. Who said that they wanted products that nobody else had?
All right, you there?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, man. I switched to a different network, and because you were starting to freeze up a little bit, so I didn't know what was going on. But no, Chris and Don. I don't know if you heard this. Chris and Don both had said, "Look, I want to pick up links that are not mainstream, that really nobody's heard about, so that they can grow, with that." And so instead of doing what everybody's doing, Chris doesn't want to do, batch skip tracing and prop stream and all the ones that everybody's promoting the same links to everything. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that was and because they're building their own brands as well with it, so they just want to grow with instead of coming out of the box with 20,000 followers and saying anything you throw out there goes.
Right.
Because it makes a big difference. If you say it works, everybody's going to jump on it.
Yeah. But, well, hey, let's do this. I think my biggest audience is Instagram, and they limit the videos on Instagram. So I'm going to make a podcast too. Sorry that I'm eating right now.
No, dude. Hey, you're totally fine. I get it, man.
I haven't eaten since last night at like 6 p.m. So
yep.
I got to eat.
I did that yesterday, man. I ran out. Like I literally hit the wall at 4 because I didn't eat all day.
Let's see. Your Instagram just added reels too, man. And then Trump. Did you see this shit, Matt? Trump came out today and said he's banning TikTok and WeChat from operating in the United States in 45 days from today if they're not sold by their Chinese parent companies.
I had no idea that it was a Trump thing. All I heard was that Instagram came out with their own product because TikTok's going bye-bye if they don't sell to Microsoft. Is that right? They're literally saying you must sell to Microsoft?
They're not saying that you must sell to Microsoft. They're just saying that if they're not sold to a U.S. company, that Trump's going to ban it.
Oh, my God. So, dude,
we kind of fuck China, but
I don't even know. You can't even talk to people anymore because we are living in such a bizarre world that
isn't it crazy, man?
It is just unbelievable out there. Unbelievable. You can't even have conversations with people that include the words. It's crazy, man. I got yelled at yesterday in Planet Fitness, for not wearing a mask, and them following you around, telling you that if you walk from machine to machine, you need to wear a mask.
You got to put a mask on at the gym.
Yeah, I said we're like the only state that doesn't have an exercise exemption, and I was like, I told him, I said, not happening. I said, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do, bro. But if you listen to yourself, that's the dumbest thing I've just heard anyone say. You want me to sit here and exert physical energy and huff and puff and breathe hard when I'm right here, but if I step over here, I have to wear a mask. Like that's happening. Like this, I'm not doing it. So you can follow me around. You can, don't lay a finger on me. You can call the cops. You can do whatever you need to do. I'll probably be gone by that time. So peace out.
Yeah, people are crazy, man.
It was too much.
All right, this is saying 10 minutes, but then it also says an hour. Let me just check something really quick.
You're fine. How's your wife doing?
She's good.
Good, man. You guys doing any?
Good, man. She's actually over at her mom's house. She's been over there for like about a week, and she's going to be there for probably another 3 or 4 more weeks. Her mom had heart surgery.
Oh wow! Dang, dude, that's a long time. I mean, is that like close, local, or she's gone?
She had the surgery about a week ago, like maybe 9-10 days ago.
Okay.
And I saw her yesterday. She's doing good.
But is she local, or is she does she come home?
She lives here. Yeah, I saw her last night. I'm going to see her again tonight.
Gotcha. It's not like she's gone for a month and you're not going to see her.
No. She's just on the street, really, just a couple miles away. But
gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
that would mom and everything else.
Wow. But she's all good.
It's just a lot,
Yep, I hear you, man. Especially with everything going on. Especially, she's susceptible to things too.
All right, give me one more minute here.
So Instagram, you're saying that Reels, because dude, a lot of people don't have, and like if you're saying that Instagram is your following, that's a pretty strong position because there's not a lot of people who have done that well.
What's that?
For their engagement to have Instagram be their top. I
know. So now that I got Reels coming over here on Instagram, that's cool. Yep. That's going to help a lot.
That is because you
need to start doing those. I'm not a big fan of doing those stupid fucking videos though, man. Like dancing and singing, and it's just not me. So I'm gonna have to just figure out something else creative to do that people are gonna be interested in watching.
Yep.
All right, where's the IGTV logo? I don't see the stupid logo. It says from your computer, open the web browser, go to Instagram.com. That's where I'm at. Go to the profile and click IGTV. So click on the profile. Oh, here we go. Okay. IGTV, click upload, and then it says your video must be between 1 and 60 minutes long. Oh, fuck yeah, man. I should just start putting all shit in here.
Right.
I think it's only for larger accounts can you go above 10 minutes. So my account, I got 100,000 on there, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, dude, that's killing it, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
So you just have to record something and then upload it.
IGTV and Facebook. Yeah, let's connect that too real quick. Yeah, so I can record it anywhere. Oh yeah, cool. Add that too. Connect the page. Oh, it's just for that little thing. Okay, never mind. All right, so I can add that later. I'm gonna add in some bunch of other videos that I've done too. I might as well. I need to blow that thing up, but I'll make it a podcast and do it everywhere else too. But that's where I have the most engagement is through Instagram. It's even more than my podcast. So I'm trying to think of a way to, use that audience.
Right, man. How'd you build that then? Just a ton of content or what?
I spent about $30,000.
Okay.
On content and marketing to other influencers to promote my account, and spent a lot of money on it. But it helps. I mean, it sells all this other stuff. It's just, all it is a reach. That's basically what it is just reach. So, all right, cool. Well, what do you think? You want to do a screen share on your end and walk me through, explain what do you think has the highest and best use of getting people to go try it out? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. We've done, one like that. We did do a live for YouTube. That I don't know if that got much engagement when we did that. I think just talking about it for the time being, it's if it's going through and just saying talking about this was something I'll go over it this way. The way that we started, in all of what we do and what we coach and what we teach, two things you can't ever screw up, man. ARV, and there's just a ton of ways. Once you have lead gen down, once you're using apps and tools, like it's all about the tools that you pick. I like to focus on that, right? Like you put tools in your belt. You've got driving for dollars. You've got PropStream. You've got whatever, right? So you're not going to get one thing that does absolutely everything well, and that's not so confusing. Like pick the tools that focus on one thing that they're good at, because then those are going to be the most powerful. Because here's what happens: you get a guy out there that just uses a formula and just says, okay, here's the deal, here's how you find your properties, this is how I did this, and this is how I do. You can learn comps anywhere, you can learn how to pull a value anywhere, right? But then when it comes to repairs, everybody out there, man, that's the scariest part of being an investor, when you come in and go, well, great, how am I supposed to do this now? Like, I've never been a contractor. I don't pound nails for oh no, you'll be fine. You'll figure that part out. Wait a second. wait, I thought that was one of the biggest parts of this whole equation was repairs. And now you're
I love
just
it. Let's talk about that. That's great. I love it. All right, cool.
So,
Do
and
you
then
want
here's
to
the
do
deal. One guy just came out. I mean, we won't say names on there, but so Joe McCall comes out and he does his whole big prop stream. He's putting out a whole new platform now with prop stream affiliate, right? But then he comes to the repair part and he just says the same thing. Oh yeah, that's standard. Just put about 30 to 40 bucks a square foot and you got it. So now you're going to treat every single house the same. Well, why don't we give every single house the same ARV too? Right? Because that's in essence saying the same thing. So it's just kind of dialing down again on what tools you're using, keeping things accurate, and what's out there. And this is what is going to be the most accurate takedown number without you having to invest the time to make mistakes or be a contractor.
Got it. You want to talk? Do you want to talk, or do you want to show it as well too, or just talk? I don't really. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, we can just talk through this one and just do it.
Let's jump in. I don't want to repeat all this again, so let's just jump in. You ready?
That's right. Yeah, because usually, I don't. You can get me going, and I'll go. But we can do. Man, I'd love to do a property next time. Like you could even say, "Hey, next time, guys, we're actually going to jump on and I just did a driving for dollars drive, but we're actually gonna find that house that's list. Maybe it's on Zillow, maybe it's for sale by owner, and we're gonna go through the app on live, and figure out repairs.
Let's get that on the books for sure. That sounds like a great idea.
I'll do one of your properties because I love finding, or we do one that you just recently completed and see how close it is. Whatever social proof we need.
Perfect. All right, this thing's already automatically recording, so I'll just have my virtual assistant chop it up. So give me like 5 seconds. I'll do a quick little intro. I'll just intro it like it's a podcast, and I can even cut that out. That way that part's done. And then we'll just jump in, Matt. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Perfect. All right, guys, welcome back to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. I am your host, David Dodge. Mike Slane, my co-host, is out in the field working on some of our rental properties. Thank you, Mike. Today, I am joined by Matt Hedstrom, and Matt is the creator of Rehab Estimator Pro. And Rehab Estimator Pro is one-of-a-kind software that helps you estimate your rehab repairs. Welcome, Matt. Matt, how you doing today, buddy?
Great, man. Thanks for having me on. It's good to see you again, brother. It's been too long.
Hey, always a pleasure seeing you, and I'm grateful for your time. Thank you for coming on today to talk about Rehab Estimator Pro. Now, this is awesome. You guys have put together a software that it helps every single investor get to the bottom of what the repair costs are going to be. And the thing about repair costs is they're going to be so unique to every property. Very rarely are you going to come across a property that's going to need the same amount of work as the next one. I mean, they're always going to be a bunch of different things. And before we jumped on this podcast, I had the pleasure to just hang out with Matt for a few minutes. And he was saying, there's a lot of places online to go and to find values, like PropStream is, one of our favorite tools that we use. You can also pull comps from the MLS if you have access or you're an agent or a broker. You can go to Zillow just to get a real quick from the hip estimate based upon like square footage and the zip code, basically. So getting the value of the property is relatively pretty easy, but determining the repairs, everybody's going to struggle with that no matter what. And guess what? I've been doing this full time for 6-7 years, been investing in real estate for 15, and I still struggle with this, guys. I'm not embarrassed to say it. Estimating repairs is freaking hard. It just is. So, Matt, I can talk all day, man. You gotta jump in here and cut me off because
you got it, man.
I'm gonna keep going here, but it's that important. So that's why I'm just happy to have Matt here today and to talk with us a little bit about Rehab Estimator Pro. This software is basically revolutionizing the way in which people are determining the repairs. and making them really accurate. So Matt, tell us a little bit about what you got going on here.
You got it, man. This is something that, you hit it right on the head, man. It's something that, you can go and learn in a boot camp, a 3-day class or whatever, how to, estimate property values and where to get deals from. But then when it comes to repairs, they just kind of tap you along and say, all right, man, you'll figure that part out. You're on your own. But that is one of the most important aspects of any deal, whether you're wholesaling it to another investor, or whether your private money lender wants to see numbers, or your contractor, obviously you're hiring, needs to have trust and faith in the numbers that you are out there writing offers with, right? So we can't just make this number up. We can't just use a standard square foot, number. That doesn't work, okay? I've got a system I developed that I basically took my 25 years of experience as a licensed contractor in several states and said, hey, I want to put something together for my own self, okay, so that I can scale my business. This wasn't for the rest of the world. This was something that I wanted to put together so I could send my bookkeeper, my office manager, any acquisition person with no training out in the field to accurately get repair costs with a checkbox style system that they can instantly, in less than 13 minutes in any house, walk through, check the boxes, and have a takedown number that they can go use to sell a contract with, or buy it themselves, or present it to a contractor. And that's basically the gist and the theory behind the vision of creating Rehab Estimator Pro.
Well, I love it, man. So the checkbox system, I mean, it's literally that easy. As you're walking through a property, you can check different boxes literally from your phone or an iPad or a computer that you have out in the field with you. It is awesome. So the ability to accurately determine repairs is, the main thing that this does. However, it does so much more too. So the ability to send an offer is actually in here too. So you guys actually can generate offer amounts, and you can use those repairs that you're doing in real time in conjunction with your formula, right? So you guys have, I'd imagine you use an MAO type formula where it's, the ARV of property multiplied by a discount rate depending on the neighborhood, minus the repairs, and then maybe minus a wholesale fee if you want to do that. But you can even take that off on your own. And the repairs that you are determining with the process of walking through, like you said, in about 13 minutes or less, is actually calculated into that formula. So that, I mean, I think that is like one of the most amazing things. And the reason is when I'm talking to my students, I call it the 3 pillars of wholesaling. And really it's marketing to motivated sellers, it's making offers, and it's following up. And those are the 3 things that are the money making activities when it comes to wholesaling, right? Like everything else is important in its own time, right? But if you are not consistent with those 3 things, your business either won't ever take off, it won't grow, or it may even starve and die, right? Those are the things that matter. Marketing to motivated sellers, making offers, and following up. And, marketing to motivated sellers is not necessarily that difficult, but it's hard to get people to start doing that.
Right.
What's even harder to get them to do is to make offers.
Right.
Yep. Because they're just nervous. Yep. In my company, we make 4, 5, 6 offers a day. Somebody sends me an address, I don't even know the number. I'm sending them a number right back. Boom. This is what I'll pay you for. I mean, that's just natural to me, right? But when you're new, you don't know that you need to send offers. The number of offers you make is basically in direct correlation to the amount of money you're going to make, right? So the ability to send the offer, and I'm going to beat this dead horse here, but I already am, right, is so important. So the ability to do that is cool. Now, you guys also have the ability to create a scope of work. Now, that's basically what you're doing when you're creating your repair estimate. You're using that number to offset the numbers in your formula to get an offer price. You're also using that to create a scope of work. So that scope of work could be given to a contractor. It could be offered as just repair estimates and what repairs a property may need if you're going to just be marketing to sell that property. Or you can give it to the seller to show them, hey, this is where I'm getting my repairs from. So like the scope of work also is like so valuable, but I think it's, people often oversee that. They don't see that there's, that's needed, but it is. And it's extra, which I love. So estimating repairs, creating offers and sending those offers, and then obviously creating the scope of work. Those things all tie together and they're so important. And most people either don't know how to do these things or they're not doing them right. So what am I missing? I know you guys even
have that's great, man. And you're right, man. You're not an investor if you're not making offers out there. Like that is primary. Yeah. And so you can teach the mechanics of so many things. Like you said, I can teach people to put letters in a mailbox. I can teach people how to drive for dollars. I can teach people how to find these lists. That's all. That's great. But what you find then, and especially you have a coaching program, I have a coaching program. What we find is that there's a lack of confidence and there's such fear when it comes to actually getting out that first offer. So I try to tell people, look, here's the thing. You can, like you said, you can send it right from REP, from Rehab Estimator Pro. And so it can be as easy as this. Go on a for sale by owner. Go on Zillow and click the FSBO leads, okay? Look through the pictures of the house online and use the repair estimator online, and you can send it to an email to the agent that's listed right there. Boom, you just made your first offer, okay? Now do that 10 times a day, okay? Guess what? What's the worst that's gonna happen? Somebody's gonna call you back, somebody's gonna accept an offer, or somebody's gonna have to have you come out and look at the house now. But you've gotta get past the fear. Everybody can learn how to do comps and pull a value, like you said. But what I find most with people is that they're terrified when it comes to, oh my gosh, I'm not qualified to get a repair list, and how am I gonna know? So that's what we want to equip you with. We want to give you the confidence to give write offers all day long because you can trust these numbers.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing. This is awesome. So if you guys want to go check out Rehab Estimator Pro, and Matt and I are going to continue to talk about some of the other things that it does and how easy it is. I know that last time we had spoken, you said that you had built this obviously for yourself, but you wanted it to be as easy to use to where you could literally hand it to your bookkeeper that knows nothing about real estate and have them walk through a property and come back with a very, very accurate number for those repairs. I think that's awesome. So we have a coupon code for you guys today. It's DPI, and that stands for Discount Property Investor. That's our podcast. And this is actually going to be about a 66% savings in the actual cost of using Rehab Estimator Pro. So guys, if you want to check it out, it's rehabestimatorpro.com. And then use the coupon code DPI for Discount Property Investor. It's about a 66% savings. So Matt, thank you so much for allowing our audience to get that discount. That is awesome. So what am I missing that you guys are doing with Rehab Estimator Pro? Tell me some of the things that your users are finding that is the most helpful.
That's great, man. That's a great question. So number one, it is going to give you an ARV in the front end, okay? But it's going to use Zillow comps, and it's going to also give you based on square footage comparisons as well. So it's going to give you a couple different ways to look at it, because we always should take a few different ways to look at a house, right? Come up with 3 different ways to kind of find that magic number. Do your due diligence, but it's going to give you that ARV. Then those repair costs are what's solid. It's also going to break down, like you said, for that MAO formula. It's going to be really, really close, within hundreds of dollars to 70% formula. But that's not just a simple formula that's used. You're going to see stuff like, here's my holding cost, here's my purchase cost, here's the miscellaneous cost. It's going to break all those down, those fees for you. So it's actually showing the seller that you came up with a legitimate number with legitimate facts. Okay.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the seller's net sheet. That's what I call it.
Right. And there is though a separate seller net sheet, but this is just to kind of show a quick glance. If you want to actually show, there is a seller net sheet function in there. So, but so that's a really cool feature that we added. But we've got some really cool coding that's been happening where it's getting into rentals now. And we've got some really sophisticated formulas. We've been working with investors all over the country to get cash on cash return and to show those other ways that you can break down a deal to show, hey, look, I want to give multiple offers to this seller every time. Okay. So you're going to see the cash offer, but then you're also going to see a couple of seller finance offers. Okay. So now you've got 3 different ways that you can present an offer to a seller. And so you're basically at the table now talking and basically using some of the same language that you coach with, like, okay, well, which one do you want to go with? Which deal do you want to go for? Like, let's get this wrapped up. I've given you multiple options versus just being the guy that walks in, gives the cash offer. Oh, you don't want it. It's too low. All right. See ya. when you just said one of the pillars is follow-up, right? I mean, now that you've got that offer out there, your follow-up begins, but that fear is gone. The offer was sent, and now you have you have time to negotiate and do that follow-up. So it's one of the ways you can use the tool as well.
I love it. So, doing return on investment and analysis, obviously the fact that it pulls like an estimated ARV, which again, you had said too, Matt, always want to look at, lots of different places to get your own ARV, but it's at least going to kind of put you in the ballpark, right? So that's super helpful. And then you guys have a discount rate, I'd imagine, that you can maybe move up and down for certain areas. Like,
so
here, MAO equals ARV times 70% minus repairs. But, there's a lot of neighborhoods here in where I'm looking at out my window right here, where it's like, I want to buy that house right there, but there's no way they're going to accept a 70% offer on that one. Like I'm going to have to come in at 80% to get that one. So you can adjust those as well for the offer generator
with just a few clicks. So I did add we just recently added this since we last talked, but we added a RV multiplier. Okay. So we're like basically repair value, a multiplier on there as well, where I got a lot of feedback from people about, saying this, that, hey man, look, I live in LA, or I live in, Washington, or I live in, Alabama. My costs are different than your costs. And, I always call bull on that, because it's like, look, man, a can of paint at Lowe's costs the same in every store across the country. Okay.
Yeah. Minus the sales tax, which may vary a little. But I mean, I agree, Matt. Like, it's not going to be that much different, right?
It's not. So, but I did create a chart just to show you for every major market, and then some outliers, to show a multiplier chart, that if you want to adjust up or down, feel free, but just test it. Just test it out. So,
so really that's all the materials and costs basically. Just multiply. So you can, if somebody says, well, my labor's higher, boom, hit the multiplier a little bit, and boom, you're going to be able to average it out. And it's going to be a little trial and error, but that's okay. That's the purpose of it, to fine tune it and get it right. I love that, man. That's really cool. The point is,
man, it's no training. You just out of the box, man, jump in. And what a great way to sit down and meet contractors and talk with them about pricing, right? Because if there's a fear that's there as well, that you don't talk the right talk as contractors, and you don't know how to, you think they're going to take advantage of you. Well, show them the pricing and just say, hey man, this is what I've got for a value. Should I tweak this up or down a little? Are we close in the ballpark? Like, if I'm selling jobs for you, then where do I need to be at? And you can adjust it that way as well.
That's a great point. I love that. So the ability to estimate repairs very accurately, the ability to send offers to the sellers, the ability to create a scope of work to use to sell the property, or to give to your contractor to then go fix it in the event that you're buying the property. Awesome. You have a seller's net sheet, which we talked a little bit about, but it's basically the ability to show a seller what they're going to net. And the one I'm familiar with has a couple different options, if they were to list it MLS or so on and so forth. But regardless, it has all the different fees and costs that they're going to have if they were to sell the property, right? And it shows basically that, time is our biggest asset whenever we're buying properties, right? It's our biggest, I shouldn't say asset, it's our biggest convenience that we can offer, right? And we can close on your house in, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks. That's extremely fast. Like traditional real estate, you're taking 3 to 4 months typically on average, if not more, to get rid of a property, to liquidate it, to sell it. So when we come in, that's the thing. We can say, this offer is going to be a little lower than what you could get elsewhere, but you may have to spend 20 grand updating it, and then spend 4 to 5 months listing it, so on and so forth. Is that time worth that money? And oftentimes it's not. So the seller's net sheet, Matt, is actually one of my favorite tools, because here's how I look at it. The seller's net sheet does one thing very, very well. There's a lot of things, right? But the one thing it does very, very well is it takes an offer that somebody may interpret as being low, and it makes them now interpret that offer as being fair, because they can see how you got that offer, not just coming from the hip, throwing out some number. You have a very calculated, set of parameters, and here it is, and this also, it removes all the emotion from it, as a buyer, because there's a lot of houses where I'm like, man, I really like that one, and then I want to start chasing it.
Right. Like, dangerous.
You got to remove the emotion from investing. So the seller's net sheet, very, very cool. And then the ability to kind of start with an ARV in mind. Man, you guys are nailing it. You guys are hitting it out the park. This is awesome.
Right.
And then you're talking
our focus, man. Sorry, our focus again. We focus all our energy on being the number one tool and the only tool that does of its kind to get your accurate repair costs, so that you can trust that. So I'm not going to put any more energy into tweaking, your ARV to make sure it's solid. There are other great tools that do that. Okay. So, and again, on the other side too, there is a calculator for, putting a wholesale fee in for also analyzing rental property, but I'm not going to continue to add like a CRM system, to this or project management for rehab.
Good either, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Stick to the niche of
Yep.
doing. But I love, and again, I think that you have all the right tools. Like the ability to send an offer, the scope of work, those things all tie back into the repairs.
Right.
Same with the seller's net sheet, right? So those things are kind of needed, but you have them, which is great. But yeah, you don't need all that other stuff in there, because then it just gets overwhelming.
Right.
The ability to keep it simple and let the bookkeeper be able to do it for you if you needed to, or your agent, that's the goal. And when you start adding all this other stuff on there, then it gets complicated. And I love that it's simple too, Matt. I love it. Guys, rehabestimatorpro.com. Use coupon code DPI. That's Discount Property Investors Initials. And again, you're going to save about 66% on the monthly cost. Just go try it out. I promise you, you're going to love it. I've been using it for several months now. It's helping us. Like I said, I am terrible at estimating repairs. I'm real good at running comps because I have 5 different softwares that help me with it. But when it comes to doing repair estimates, I mean, prior to Rehab Estimator Pro, I was calling 5 or 6 contractors to give me bids, and I'm looking at these bids and I can't even read them.
Right.
So that's really where you guys need to be if you're struggling with repair estimates. But again, it has a whole slew of other tools in there, which are really going to help you. And that's the thing, Matt, like, the 3 pillars. I don't know why I call it that. I look at it kind of like a stool though, right? Because if you don't do all 3 of those, your stool's going to fall down. Yep. And it's very simple. It's marketing to motivated sellers. It's making offers, and it's following up. And the marketing to motivated sellers, there's a lot of different ways to do that, and it's easy to teach. And the follow-up, a lot of different tools to help you with that, and it's easy to teach. But the making offers part is not only difficult to teach, but it's difficult for them to learn and then implement, right? So the ability to have somewhere to go send offers is so incredibly helpful. I've actually built a little tool, but it's not even really worth talking about because yours is better, to help my students just automate sending offers. Because, every contract's a little different with your fine print, your additional terms and conditions or whatever. And, and then you have to have like a signature software or whatever. And it complicates things. So the ability to have that built in too, I think is awesome. Matt, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for coming on the show again. Thanks for talking about a solution to a problem that we all have. And again, I am grateful for your time, my friend. Any parting words for us today, Matt?
Man, just encourage people to just get out there, and if you haven't made an offer, just do it today. Just make sure, just do it today. Don't put it off until tomorrow, man. Just make an offer. And if you already you've made a few, or you're making offers, then it's time to turn that up, man. Just make a goal for yourself. You're going to put, you said you guys are putting out 4 to 5 a day. I mean, that's what people.
Yeah. I mean, really, like I'd say verbally, we probably make close to 50 offers a day.
Right.
But that's like, on a cold call or, via batch when we're doing cold texting or whatever, but we're sending, usually 5 or 6 written offers every single day.
That's great, man. So even if that's overwhelming for someone at first, then make it a goal to say, I am going to send at least 1 offer a week. Everybody can do that.
Yeah. Everybody can do that. Everybody can do that. Man, I love it. Well, you guys heard it from Matt himself. Matt, thanks again for coming on the show. Guys, rehabestimatorpro.com, the best tool by far for estimating repairs, helping send offers, running scopes of work, and using a seller's net sheet to justify your offers as being fair, not low. Use code DPI on checkout, and you're going to save 66% thanks to Matt. And that's it, guys. Signing off. We'll see you next time. Cool. I don't know how to end the recording. I'm just going to have the VA chop it.
Yep. Right. That's your problem now. Yep.
I appreciate you. Awesome. All right. That's great, Matt. Yeah, I'm gonna start publishing this shit on YouTube and on Instagram, and because we have a YouTube channel for just Discount Property Investor, but mine's growing real fast right now, so I'm gonna just start using this everywhere. But yeah, man, I'm gonna push this up. How I think I got 3 people that just signed up just recently. So hey, I'm off to a decent start, but
and that was off of old episodes. Yeah. So
yeah, I want to get 3 people like a day joining this thing, man.
Right.
So let's hop on a call again sometime next week for 20-30 minutes. We don't have to go on as we did today.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Let's if you want to pick a property too.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you need from me so I can be prepared?
Just pick a property. That's it.
Dude, I have 100 of them in my system. So yeah, let's circle back next week. If you have a link, send it to me. I'll sign up on your calendar. It'd make it easy for you. But yeah, start doing these demos, man. I mean, like you said, I got 2 or 3 videos up. Like I need to have like 30 or 40 of these videos up.
Yep.
Even if it's the same thing over and over, it doesn't matter.
Right. You get new people listening all the time.
It doesn't matter. So Matt, thank you for your time. Thank you for reaching out to offer your time. And let's sell some memberships, man. I think it's gonna be great.
Love it, man. You're looking good.
Awesome. Yeah, next week, sometime Thursday, Friday, I'll reach out, but let's definitely get something on the books. And do a quick 15-20 minute thing, and that's it. We'll do it again the following week.
Love it. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. All right, brother.
Peace, brother.
For the rest of your day. Happy Friday.
Right. You too, man. Love you.
Thanks for listening to the Discount Property Investor Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach a wider audience. To jumpstart your real estate investing career, please visit freewholesalecourse.com, the most complete free course on wholesaling real estate ever. We would also appreciate it if you left us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Thank you in advance for your support, and remember, you make your money when you buy, and you get paid when you sell. Now let's go build some wealth.